How many of you remember the time when Charlie Brown was ready to give up on the world and just toss in the towel, where he screamed this out in frustration? How many of you can relate to this? How many of you felt like this before? And how many of you are feeling like this right now? What do you think causes so many of us to feel like that? Maybe it's because the holidays are approaching, things feel like they're moving really fast. If you don't stop and smell the roses, or take the time to be in the moment, or step back to appreciate those little things that we all take for granted, well, I can guarantee you, you'll miss them when they're gone. Time is so fleeting, and so much like performing a safe plan of action or a hazard assessment, we need to stop and look at what's going on all around us. Focus and take in the scene. Slow down and just be in the moment. Linus was able to see the good and potential in Charlie Brown's tree even when others didn't. Can you do the same? Can you see the same in others that you meet? 'Tis the season of goodwill, or as John Lennon said, another year over, and what have you done? It's a great question, and you probably have plans this Christmas for your near ones and dear ones, for the old and the young, but in the spirit of giving oneself, for goodwill, will you give the same love, patience, and understanding to strangers that you meet over the holidays? You just never know who could use it, and how much good it'll do, or how great it'll feel. I'm starting to understand the Grinch. I mean, every year history seems to repeat itself, with the stress patterns that come from deciding what to buy our children, followed by the anxiety of the shopping frenzy, the long lines, procrastination, wrapping gifts, entertaining, credit card debt, and so on. I'm exhausted just thinking about it, let alone doing it. And yet we continue to buy into the madness over and over again. And at the end of the day, after the rush wears off and ultimately wears us out, what are we left with? So before you head out shopping this holiday season, ask yourself a few key questions. Like, what's my intention to buying my children so many gifts? What does it say about me and my own needs? What am I teaching my children through my actions? And what lessons do I want my children to learn when it comes to receiving gifts, both the tangible and the intangible? Charity is a word that comes to mind at Christmas, and in the movie It's a Wonderful Life, an angel's charity saves Mr. Bailey in order to get his wings. How do you plan on getting your wings? It's time to take stock and have an attitude of gratitude, to count our blessings. So what blessings do you have? What are you grateful for? And what can you give or do for others in the spirit of gratitude and charity? I'd like to think that part of the charm of the Christmas vacation movies was that we see a little Clark Griswold in all of us, in the way he was trying to build cherished memories for his children, traditions that can be passed down from generation to generation. I really think this is the key. It's about getting back to our roots of creating fun, positive memories during the holidays. I don't know if you can, but I can't remember many toys I got as a kid, but I sure remember the fun family times we had, and those feelings that I now associate with Christmas and the holidays. How do you plan on creating memories? What traditions do you plan to uphold? There's so many distractions for us, and it seems like our attention is getting more and more divided every day. Throw on the anxiety of the shopping experience, gatherings, celebrations, expenses, workloads, timelines, and the fact that it seems to come around very quickly every year. And you've got a recipe for stress and anxiety. Ask yourself, what can I do to maintain my focus? My focus on work, at home, or even on the road. Remember, Christmas is neither joyous nor somber, rushed nor peaceful. It's a day, and it's a day like any other. It's what we make of it. Your thoughts really do determine your realities. So ask yourself, how do you plan on keeping your focus on the priorities of life and what really matters? At the end of the day, when children and family are asked, it's your time, your presence. It's all your family needs. Don't stress about what you didn't or couldn't get them. You can't always give them what they want, but you can always give them what they need.